828,000 workers suffering from work-related stress, depression or anxiety. 17.8 million lost working days. Depression or anxiety accounted for 51% of all work-related ill health cases. These are statistics from the report published in November 2020 by the Health and Safety Executive, Britain's National Workplace Health and Safety Agency. These statistics reflect an approximate increase of 75% from 5 years previously. So what is stress? We all feel we know what stress is, as it is something we have all experienced. Nevertheless, a widely accepted definition appears to elude us. Furthermore, our attitude to stress has changed over time. Hans Selye, one of the founding fathers of stress research, held the view that stress was not necessarily bad, but depends on how one reacts to it. These days, stress is generally considered as bad, whereas it is also widely accepted that appropriate pressure of the right intensity often delivers higher levels of performance and productivity. In this manner, the pressure, or stress, is motivational. This type of motivational stress exists within the first of 3 categories of stress, in what is called acute stress. Acute stress is typically an immediate reaction to a new and challenging situation. It is usually short-term and not normally harmful. In fact, sometimes it can even be pleasurable, such as when experienced on a roller coaster, at least for some people. Acute stress may assist a response to some stimulus or enhance performance, and it can train your brain to develop. For example, when learning to ski or snowboard. Severe acute stress, though, is not pleasant, and may be a response to traumatic events or life-threatening situations. The second category of stress is known as episodic acute stress, and is typified by frequent episodes of acute stress, common bouts of anxiety, feeling like living in chaos or crisis, and is common to some professions who operate in high-pressure environments such as first responders. Chronic stress is the third form of stress and impacts the entire body with mental and physical health consequences. It usually follows a prolonged and constant period of stress. As a result, our autonomic nervous system, which influences the functioning of our entire physiology, from psychological response to internal organs, does not have the opportunity to activate the recovery and rest or relaxation response. Consequently, our entire body can be impacted with mental and physical health consequences, and ultimately burnout can result. It is therefore important to be able to recognize the symptoms of chronic stress in ourselves or in others we work with. Physical warning signs can include headaches, stomach aches, muscle tightening, and elevated heart rate. Behavioral warning signs might present as bossiness, arguing, increased consumption of alcohol or substance abuse, compulsive eating, shouting, crying or withdrawing, changes in what would be normal behavior. Emotional warning signs might be reflected in anxiety, boredom, restlessness or feelings of powerlessness. And cognitive symptoms might include irrational thinking, forgetfulness, indecision, and an inability to focus. So perhaps we can define chronic stress as the feeling of being overwhelmed or unable to cope with mental or emotional pressure. At this point we feel we have lost control, and the demands on us exceed our capacity to fully deliver. We all have a really important obligation to ourselves, our colleagues, and our employer to understand the difference between stress that is motivational and stress that is damaging and corrosive. With this understanding, we are better prepared to prevent damaging stress and also better prepared to respond to the symptoms when we see them. What's more, if we learn to recognize the value of good stress and manage it well, we can use the power of stress to elevate our personal performance and achieve goals beyond our boundaries of comfort. Just remember, what goes up must come down, and without recovery we can be certain of falling prey to burnout, which is the subject of our next video in the series.